Hey everybody, welcome back to the Really Random Podcast. I am your host as always, Ruben Frosto Jr. and I'm with
Abraham Frausto.
And Josué Aleman.
Alright, Mexican over here, Abraham Frosto.
Abraham.
Where'd that come from?
Sí.
Abraham.
Mexican Joker.
Sí.
But alright, we're gonna hop right into it with our first story. Last week it was kind of lighthearted. We didn't really talk about anything too serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
This
fun.
week we're going all in on the seriousness.
Yeah.
Not having fun.
No fun whatsoever.
We're putting the serious hat on.
Yeah. Josué's bald head is just cold.
It's cold, that's all.
Yeah.
So first thing I wanted to talk about was back to Hong Kong.
All right.
Yay!
Bring it back.
Back to Hong Kong.
Bring it back.
But we're talking about Trump signing a bill saying that the U.S. will back Hong Kong. It supports Hong Kong and their movement. And so just real quick, this is a really simplified breakdown of what's going on. So Hong Kong right now is in protest. Most other people are in protest against the very pro-China government they had. Like recently, I think it was like 1 or 2 weeks ago from now, they had their voting whole thing went on. And it was very pro-democracy group won, which is a good thing, I guess. But recently, like I had said before, Trump just signed a bill saying that the United States would support Hong Kong over China. Now, this isn't like too crazy. This was kind of like expected, just because China or Trump also is doing the whole trade wars with China.
Yeah.
Which recently they didn't come to terms with anything. So like our stock market crashed like two weeks ago. I don't know if you guys were aware of that.
Not a lot of people were.
Not like crash, but did it just go down?
Took a small hit.
It took a hit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say small.
Well, yeah, it was not really small.
Everybody lost. Like if you had stocks in anything,
Yeah.
it just dipped. But like I'm not saying like we're in a recession or in a depression. I'm just saying like it didn't look.
Pack
good.
your bags. We're going to Oklahoma.
People left Oklahoma. What are you talking about?
We're flipping it on them.
Looks like I gotta make some moves and put some money in different places.
Gotta make
now.
some sunshine.
Hey, I got some investments that I need to look into.
Right.
Yeah,
I
your
think
Sweetwater.
I don't invest. I don't. Know.
I don't invest in Sweetwater. yeah,
No.
right. The amount of money you spend, you might as well.
Your life to
I
Sweetwater.
could be CEO at this point.
Yeah.
For the amount of money that I spent on that website.
You should have just bought stock.
But
Yeah, pretty. Yeah.
you would have gotten all that stuff for free.
Yep.
But anyways, I think it's pretty safe to say we're not really pro-Trump at all. I think Abraham, you were like super against him. What was your stance?
Mine is like, I don't know. I'm like on the fence.
I'm not super against.
I'm not against them. I'm like,
Well, then I'm against him.
like
But
I'm
this
for the
is, like,
stuff he does right, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
against
yeah.
the stuff he does wrong.
Yeah, I think that's what.
And I think that's for any president, for myself.
Yeah, that's totally
Yeah.
where I am. Like I was about to say, I give him credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people that hate Trump don't do that.
They'll just hate everything.
The problem is that
Do
a
we
lot
even
of
want to
people.
support Hong Kong? I was
Yeah.
like, yes.
Yeah, the problem.
That's
lot
what
of people.
CNN was saying. They're like, it was great that he did this, despite maybe not the right intentions. I'm like, dude, okay,
Yeah.
everything that he's gonna do is always gonna be
Or
wrong.
it's like, I don't know if you guys are aware of the situation that Venezuela is facing right now.
The whole
They're broke.
Yeah.
basically, yeah.
Yeah. So, with the U.S., where like some people were protesting because they didn't want the U.S. to get involved in Venezuela's
Yeah.
affairs,
Stuff,
right?
yeah.
So they were chanting "Hands off Venezuela," right? Like basically telling Trump don't interfere with Venezuela, and like it's not a good thing when the super corrupt president of Venezuela is using your saying, because his name's something Maduro. He's also like chanting "Don't hands off Venezuela." Like that's not a good thing. Like don't get me wrong, I don't really believe we should be like. I don't understand why we have so many bases around the world. I think that's a giant waste of money.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
I
It
don't
is.
even think why we have such a large army like we do. I think that's also a giant waste of money.
Is it?
Somewhat.
Yeah. It wasn't. It's not.
It's
that
not
big.
as big as before as other
When
times.
I was in,
sure.
when I was in, it was huge, dude.
Yeah, but I think even now it's like, why do we need all these people? That's why we have the whole draft
In
system.
case something pops off,
But you see, that's the
we're
problem.
ready.
Yeah, that's
ready to roll.
We already have that. That's called the draft.
Yeah.
Everyone has to sign up for it.
Some
when you're
some
18.
of it
I
has to
got
do.
40 nations ready to roll, son.
All right, Dave Chappelle.
Some of it has to do with like just flexing.
Yeah.
Like if you stay like this sounds like I'm trying to be hip or whatever, but if you stay like flexing, then people know that okay, like we shouldn't really mess with these guys. So like if they constantly
it's
see
just
that
for
you have
looks.
like a giant army, then they're like, okay, we're not gonna mess with these
Yeah,
guys.
it's just for looks, so that way.
But
to
it
the rest
is
of the
you're
world,
spending a ton of money though, which
Yeah,
kind of
and I
sucks.
to
think-
the rest of the world. It's a big expense, so we can just look tough in front of the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And then,
Well, there's a saying. I don't remember who said it.
Just
I think
keep
it was
paying my
Albert
veteran
Einstein
benefits.
said it. Don't. I'm not 100% sure, but the saying. I don't even remember how.
watch it be
100%.
Hitler's quote.
No, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't Hitler's quote because it was.
Rasputin.
It was when they made the nukes, right? Like the
That sounds like Hitler.
first nuke.
No, yeah.
Nukes.
The
They-
Manhattan Project.
Yeah, they asked. I think it was Albert Einstein. You know what his thoughts about, and he said. The quote goes. He said, "I'm not sure what World War III will be fought with, but I know World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Meaning, like whatever World War III.
Oh, I've heard that one.
When
Yeah.
World War III
Something
comes
like that.
around, like it's gonna
Yeah.
destroy everything. And that's my thing. Is like sure the flexing, but we don't need all these people to flex because I doubt our wars will really be like. We're not gonna run up to you and like it's not gonna be like World War II or World War I. We're not gonna fight in trenches. It's gonna be drone strikes and bombs everywhere.
See, the problem
Yep.
is that like if okay, so let's say we're three separate countries. So one of us is US. Who wants to be US? You, since you're. So let's say I'm like China and you're Russia.
Why
So
do I
then-
gotta be Russia? I'm China. You're Russia.
All right, I could be Russia.
Yeah,
Let's
you're
throw
wearing
you-
the hat.
Yeah, I'm wearing
You
the Russian
commie.
hat. You're the same as commie as I am.
No, I'm pretty,
So anyway,
I
so
just
if-
say I'm calm.
if we all say like, oh yeah, sure, we're not gonna like keep researching nukes. Like, are you gonna trust me to not keep reaching nukes and like
America,
crazy
I don't trust
stuff?
anyone else.
Exactly. And then are you gonna trust him to say like, oh yeah, we're gonna stop?
Okay, but what does
taking
Other
manpower?
other
than
lands.
Russia?
No, I'm China.
He's
Oh,
China.
Well, I'd probably trust you.
You trust Russia?
Trust Russia. Our president trusts Russia.
So you trust him? You
Nah,
wouldn't trust him?
I'm kidding.
Exactly. So
I wouldn't
it's
trust
hard
either. I wouldn't trust either one of you guys.
because then like you then they have the
I'll let you fix
satellites
my
and then
election.
So that goes.
all of a sudden they
that
see
goes
like
back to
nuke
why do we
facilities.
need a large standing army?
Why?
Who are we invading, Josue?
Mexico.
Mexico. That's what I'm saying. Like if
We're taking the Mexican Joker
say
back.
me as China, if we made that deal, I'm not gonna trust you, and I'm not gonna trust you.
And you
so
shouldn't.
I'm gonna still keep making nukes. But guess what? Oh, you're gonna send 100,000 people, soldiers, to come at me?
It's a good
Nuked.
point. It's a good point.
But who are you gonna nuke? The country or the people flying over there?
Everybody, I'm nuking the world, baby. Bang, 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 bang.
Everyone's going down.
Yeah.
It's all thanks to China.
You know, there's that. I don't
Yeah.
remember what it's
Russia-
called, but
Russia
like,
was good
there's
this
like,
time.
it's kind of like a domino effect. It has an actual name where it's like the whole problem with like the reason nobody really uses nukes is because people are afraid that once one country uses the nukes, everyone's gonna start nuking everybody.
Yeah,
Oh,
you-
it's the
you
the
blow-
butterfly effect.
Shut up.
That's definitely yeah. Never trust this guy.
It does have a name though because I play a game called Civilization every once in a while.
Yeah, I know
It's
what
a
you're
video
talking
game.
about. I've heard of it
And
before.
Gandhi's always the first one to shoot the nukes. By the way,
I heard. Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
I heard it's a glitch.
it's
where,
a glitch in the system because he's too nice.
Yeah,
To the point where he's like,
What?
yeah.
yeah.
So
it's
in
like
the
a funny.
game-
I've heard of that one.
In the game with Gandhi, he's a pacifist, right?
Yeah.
So like you pick a country, and that country has like is represented by a world leader.
Hmm.
So I think for the United States, it's like Theodore Roosevelt or something like that.
Yeah.
And for India, it's Gandhi. So like what it is that like you get modifiers. So like say like you betray the U.S. Theodore Roosevelt is like -10, like happy with you, right?
Yeah.
So you start off at like so you start off at like your aggression, right, towards a certain country is at 0 because you know you guys are allies.
Hmm.
You mess up, your aggression is now 10. So you're now like you have 10 points in aggression towards this guy. The thing is, Gandhi can have negative modifiers to that. So the problem is though when they programmed the game, they didn't have like negative numbers. So once it's you start off at 0, and then it's like, oh, you know, like I like you and I trust you, so
Yeah.
I'm getting -10, but it just goes all the way back because I think the most you can get is like 300. So it goes from -10 to -290, and then he decides to nuke you. You're such a good friend. I'm dropping this bomb on you. Yeah, it's very dumb.
Wow.
Once, yeah.
But
It's funny.
But that brings to the point, like, I don't understand why we have such a large standing army. Which originally we were talking about Trump being pro Hong Kong. But,
Yeah.
welcome to the Really Random Podcast.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why it's random.
We jump from one topic to the
Josue,
next.
you were in the army. What are your thoughts on why we spend so much money in our defense?
That I told you because I think that we're using it. Okay, so with man, it's like I think it's like super complicated. But anyway, one of my history professors, like the way he taught history was through money, which was pretty interesting. Like it's a different perspective, and I was really interested. And so a lot of the stuff that you see, a lot of the wars, like it's a lot of the reasons were like because of money.
Yeah.
Like a lot of our involvement as like the U.S. into like World War One, World War Two, was yes, we get like good PR if we like help a country that's like in trouble, but the main reason was because of selling.
We were selling
So
arms
before we got
England.
involved into World War II, we were selling to both sides.
Yeah,
we
we
were
were.
selling to Germany and to the Allies.
Mm.
We didn't care. We just wanted to make money. But then, Japan decided to like bomb us on our side, and
Well,
then
actually, I think before that they had decided to sign a pact saying that we wouldn't sell to either side. I think it was with the Nazis. So we started selling to Britain because Britain's always been our closest ally, behind the Nazis' back, but we weren't selling to anybody at that time officially.
which is crazy to think because like if you think about
We were
it,
still making money.
the U.S. had turned the blind eye towards the Holocaust until they got involved. So it was already going on for years before we said, "Oh, this is
Well,
let's get
because of
involved."
our
At the
involvement.
So
same
technically,
time,
that was going on.
you kind of have to remember, like, it wasn't like it is now where, like, if something happens, you know about it across, like, all the way over here. If something happens in, like, Russia, you know about it here in, like, a week, less than a week, sometimes the next day, sometimes hours. Back then, news traveled very slowly. So you'd hear stuff like, they're killing all these people, and it's just like, oh, that's just propaganda. Because propaganda worked way differently back then than it did now. It's like, like they always say Napoleon was a super short dude. That's not even true. That's British propaganda. He was actually a regular height.
What?
Yeah, I always thought he was a short person.
No, that's just
I
British
thought he was like
propaganda.
2'1". How tall was
I think
Napoleon?
he's like 5'9", 5'10".
5'7". He was my height.
Yeah,
I
you
was-
see? You're heck of short, Jose.
No.
You're a Napoleon. Napoleon complex over here.
The Joan of Arc was 5'2". Wow, that's a girl though.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say girls are, but they're typically
They're inferior. You could say no.
no, they're
Adolf
typically
Hitler was
shorter.
what, 5'9"?
Louis the 14th was 5'5". What the heck?
That's
That was a
hecka
king, and that was right here.
Yeah.
What's up, Louis?
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Wow.
The more
Napoleon
you
was
know.
taller than him.
Napoleon was taller.
That's probably
funny.
why they started doing that propaganda that he's such a short person.
I was taller than Hitler. Or I am taller than Hitler.
Yeah, you
Wow.
could have
Hitler's
punked him.
dead.
Yeah, I know.
Why does it matter how tall you are
Yeah,
compared to
he
him?
still had a bunch of troops,
Could've
which is
flexed on
crazy.
him.
Could have flexed on
It's
him.
crazy that people think that the Holocaust was actually fake.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Let's go into that.
Conspiracy theories of the Holocaust being fake?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I did read an article about a professor from the University of Alberta who says not the Holocaust was fake. He 100% agrees with the Holocaust, that it's real and it did happen.
Yeah,
There's another one called the Holodomor or something like that, which is when in the 1930s, the Soviet Union caused a famine that wiped out like 10 million Ukrainians. All right. However, his thing is that we have no actual proof besides what he claims is Nazi propaganda as it being real or not. And the people that believe it, obviously. But I mean, like...
what was it called?
It's the Holodomor. HOLDOMOR, I think.
It's like saying the world is flat and prove to me that it's round.
Yeah.
It's just like, seriously?
Oh, it was a man-made famine in the Soviet Ukraine in 1932.
Because, our
that killed
country is one of
millions
the
of
countries that
Ukrainians.
signed a pact that said, like, in like I think it was like the 70s we signed, or not even the 70s. It might have been like the 80s or the 90s, where we were like, yeah, sure, the Soviet Union caused it.
Yeah,
But at the same time, can you really trust the United States? Because we are so anti-Soviet Union, we'd sign anything saying they're the bad guys.
In when?
That's true.
This was in the 1930s. When we signed that pact, I don't remember. It wasn't too long ago.
We were still friends in the with the Soviet Union.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
The Cold War after World War II is when we became enemies because
like
they
the
wanted to
40s.
take over all of Europe.
When we signed the pact saying that they did do it, it was already the Cold War. That's what I'm saying. It was like, I think it might have been 62.
Das Cold War.
So like, and that's what I'm saying. At that time, we would have signed anything if you told us the Soviet Unions were evil people.
Because we were totally against them at that point.
Yeah.
That's what sucks, dude. That like.
So like, people are calling for this professor to like get his credentials taken away.
Yeah.
Because of that.
I mean, I think it's good to question things. Like, it's good to like actually like question validity of events or whatever.
But there's so
many. But I mean,
like,
if there's like a bunch of evidence, then it's kind of it's kind of hard to
evidence
like
aside too. But just so many like first person.
But like bringing up a question of like you thinking about it, like I think that's good.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, the Holocaust. There are people who are Holocaust deniers. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Abraham probably.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Are you serious?
I mean, like.
No, there's no way, dude.
Was anybody really there?
Yeah, no.
Were these people really suffering? Come on.
No, there's no way.
That's horrible, man. I feel so bad saying that.
No, that's a terrible thing. But like this one, like I said, where like the only hard proof came from like unreliable sources, really. Like how can you trust just 100% blindly?
Yeah.
Oh, the government won't lie to you? Please.
But that's crazy because we're experiencing the same things nowadays with like fake news, and even though we're more connected, but yet here we are doubting every news.
You guys know me. I am all for a good conspiracy theory, and I am all for. I know that the government is hiding a lot of stuff from us. This, however, it's not one of them.
Yeah, this is
Which
too
one,
far.
The Holocaust?
Yeah, the Holocaust. It actually happening. Like it happened.
Oh no, yeah. Like I'm talking about the one where Russia is accused of.
Like we all look. Like we all know aliens are real and they're in Area 51. But
how do you create a famine?
How do you starve them? You stop their supplies of food and everything.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah. And then that's it. Like, especially if you're a tiny landlocked
really
country.
A famine though.
You just cut them off.
You cut them off.
Every time, I don't know. Maybe it's because when I hear famine, I think like crops dying. Like, you know, the Great Depression, the Dust Bowl?
Yeah.
That's what a famine was. Like,
had the Oklahomans.
Everyone moved to the west or to the
west.
East. That's why like the coastal areas got super packed.
Yeah. We should do an ancestry. See, I wonder what you are. Like if you're truly 100% Mexican or...
He's 90% Indian. You got a friend named Raj who has your wallet.
Raj. Oh, that was a good video.
That's a funny video. We should
all do an ancestry.
I'll post it somewhere here.
Off camera, we've talked about that before.
What?
Doing like a 23andMe or Ancestry.
Oh, yeah. I think we should do it. Another thing that we talked about was doing the surviving off of social media. Or, no, not just social media, but like off of a smartphone for like, see who lasts the longest or just a week.
So all three of us get flip phones. Old school
flip phones.
There's a guy at my work. His name is Randall. He smells. Sorry, Randall. But really cool guy. Kind of weird, but he uses a flip phone still.
Amazon.com.
And he's not old. He's like 25.
Yeah.
I could go without
But he spends all his money on alcohol. That's why.
I could go without a phone in general for a week, dude. That'd be nice, actually.
We just had to find cheap phone. $27. Look. We get this one.
The Nokia 106
single SIM. 2018. $27. See who lasts the longest. Dude, I think I could do it. I could totally.
You think you can
do it? Dude, you talked about not getting an iPhone 11 and you went out and got the iPhone 11 Pro.
I think I could do it.
Here's the problem. Look, if we're going to do this.
Well, I don't need that phone. It's like, what do I really get?
This has no camera either.
Well, okay. Let me ask you this also. What's the point of doing this?
What's the point?
Yeah. To see if we could not be on social media.
Yeah, so that you can like detox.
Then why do you need us to do
real
it?
Quick,
why can't you do it by
real
yourself?
quick. So then by default, that means laptops, tablets,
I'm talking about the
smart
phone.
TVs. Because look.
You won't have your phone, but you'll be on your laptop just more.
Exactly.
Oh, so we'd have it
no,
have to be the whole thing.
You.
So
I'm not speaking French.
If I give up my smartphone, that's fine, but I still have Instagram, YouTube, and everything on my iPad. Yeah.
On your what? I'm sorry.
Oh, your what? Yeah, sorry. I
think you
you choked up a little bit there. What it on your who?
I'm sure. Yeah, I still have
on
all
your
that.
iPad? Is that what
On
you're
your
saying?
iPad.
Where's it at?
Yeah, it's in a box under my bed. I'm ashamed.
Oh yeah,
of it.
you're ashamed of it.
I
You
bought
keep
it.
it next to your porno.
No.
You
It's
bought
not
an
next to it.
iPad.
It's not next to. Yeah, that's in the iPad.
Gross.
I finally bought my first Apple product, ladies and gentlemen, ever. I've never. Well, that's not true. I had an iPod before.
Abraham is now part of the. Oh, I got hot up in here.
I thought you had an Apple shirt on.
No,
He did it up while he was
Those
saying
just
that.
listening. This
Surprise,
guy
guys.
unzipped his jacket while he was saying, "I thought you had a," and then I was like, "You got an Apple shirt."
It's just. I think it's all that sushi we just had. It's
Yeah.
getting to me.
All
So
right.
okay, like I'm saying, so if we
Anyway.
do this, we have to get rid of everything.
Okay,
Like
I'm down to do it. I'm down
no
to try it.
iPads, no
I
laptops.
am 100%
No
not
computers.
down at all. I don't
I'm
want
down. Are
any
you down to
part
try
of
it,
this.
Abraham? Like, I don't want to just do it by myself. I want to see if we
Look.
can like beat.
You guys also
Like,
have
who
no
can
way
win.
to tell
Check this
who's
out.
doing what. You guys are going to do
look.
the honor system?
Yeah, it'll be the honor
Or
system.
we could bring all our devices here and you keep them for us.
That works too.
Yeah.
Look, I can do
Someone
it.
sends us a text message about a job.
A job.
Doesn't get it.
Look, I can do it. It's just,
Do you want to?
yeah, it's gonna suck, but whatever. I can do it.
It's just to see like how
whatever
it
you want,
how it
dude.
feels.
But
We
then
used to do it as kids.
I don't even.
Yeah,
need
you
the
also
phone
used to
for a
go
week.
outside and run around.
exactly.
Do you do that still?
Nah, we need to.
It's gonna rain this week, so I'm not gonna go outside and run around.
Yeah, let's go outside and run around.
I mean, now for me would probably be the best time because I work like 12 hours a day.
yeah.
So it's like half my day I'm working, the other half I'm sleeping. So it's like I probably won't be on my phone that much.
yeah.
But
What do you guys
I don't
think?
want to do it. Leave it down in the
Cheap
comments.
$27 Nokia.
Go for it.
I'm not gonna lie. I do rely a lot on YouTube for like before going to bed. I'm on YouTube for about an hour.
Oh my
every
god!
night.
Exactly. So you're gonna go anxious.
No, I think I'll just go straight to bed.
Exactly. So
I could go a week without conspiracy theories before bed.
that's your ASMR.
Yeah.
That's why he's all messed up. In the
Yeah,
head.
you're
fucking
sleeping
crazy.
with all kinds of crazy ideas in
Sleeping
your
with
head.
aliens and
Yeah,
Epstein and
Whitelies.org.
a bunch of stuff. Puss
people.
and milk.
7 price changes. Okay,
and
cool. So we'll keep updated on that and see if we actually went through with it.
Yeah.
But I did sign up. I posted it on the last one.
Oh,
I did
yeah,
sign up
I
for the
saw.
Oh, the CDC thing.
and so did
Flu,
Junior.
I did
Yeah.
as well. I did as well. Abraham.
So
I'll do it later.
Oh, what a
Oh.
we did it like a week ago. No, it's
Yeah.
only
I'll
been
put
No, I
this-
mean like later, like either tonight or tomorrow. I'll do
if
it.
it's on the podcast screenshot, that means that he did it. So this is in the future, and if there's nothing on there, that means he didn't go through with
What
it.
if they actually do call us for it?
Exactly. Then you
Then
do
why
it.
not go? You don't
Huh?
have time?
Just ask for 10 days, dude.
Yeah, like unpaid.
300 a day.
I don't know if I can have a job and be gone for 10 days.
I could have a job and be gone for 10
Yeah,
days.
but you've also been at your job for
Call
like
in
3+
sick.
years.
2+ years.
Okay, 2+ years.
Call in
I've
sick.
barely been working at my new job since August. I don't know if I can get 10 days off.
Who went to Disneyland right after getting their job?
I also only missed 1 day of work, so I had to go to Disney.
Exactly.
Not
You only
10
missed
days.
like 5.
Yeah, I don't want to hear nothing
It's
from you
not
'cause
10
last
total
week-
days.
We talked about going to Thailand, or you talked about going to
I
Thailand.
talked about going
like
to
2
Thailand.
months after getting a new job,
Yeah.
which I also say is impossible. But
I want to see you do that. 2 months.
I will give
not
a
even your first 90. You don't even clear your first 90 days, but 60 days. I want you to go to Thailand.
dude,
I'm
get
going to
that job.
ask.
Apply for Amazon.
You
Dude.
can ask.
They give you benefits right from the get go. You start off with like 10 hours of PTO, paid time off, and
Wow.
like 10 hours of vacation,
That's legit.
and 20 hours of unpaid time off.
I should be working at Amazon.
And then like after like a day, after a full 24 hours, you can take an unpaid leave for like
Dude, you should.
up to a month.
I should.
You guys don't want to work at Amazon.
I
According
know.
to the news, we're like a cult-like building.
Sweatshop.
Sweatshop ran by robots.
Do they whip you? Or does the robot whip you?
No.
Get back to work, Junior.
Fix my toe.
My toe. What the hell? What kind of
Well, they
robots
gotta
you
have
got
body
toe?
parts.
No, they don't. It's a machine. Don't
It's a
sweat.
machine. It has
Your work
feelings.
is
It's not a
pathetic.
cyborg.
It's AI.
Production needs to increase, Ruben.
Nah, they don't. They have the humans go tell you suck at your job.
Yeah,
okay.
'Cause I
that's
am
the
one of-
worst.
I am
Good
one of
old
those
American
humans.
way.
Like, hey, you suck at your job.
You're not doing too hot. I'm here to make you better.
Oh, but they do it all politically correct, huh?
Yeah.
Like, hey, Junior.
Is everything all right? Are
so,
are you
stressed
okay?
out?
Anything going on at the house? They've asked me that before.
We
Really?
noticed.
Yeah, I'm just like, nah, man. I'm just really tired.
That'd be funny.
Well,
We
all right.
noticed in your bank account, you've been spending a lot on cards. Is everything all right? That'd be crazy. I'd be like, how do you know all that? We know everything.
They probably
With
do.
a smile. They probably do.
We own you, Ruben. We own you.
Yeah,
know-
fool
we
has a
track your-
chip in
we
the
track
back of
your
his head.
expenses.
That's funny.
We know you go to sushi a lot. What's up with that?
Yeah.
At a place
Maybe you're
called
getting
Asukar?
maybe you're getting mercury poisoning.
Is that sugar? Are you chipped?
Are you chipped?
Would you get chipped?
Would you get chipped? Remember they like
I would get chipped.
if it was Apple, huh?
If I ever get
It was
lost,
Apple.
so
I only
someone
want
can
an
find
Apple.
me.
What if Samsung? What if the United States is like, hey, we have to chip everybody? But they're gonna be Samsung chips. So it's like, no, rebel.
What if
Rebel!
what if for whatever reason Apple went belly up and they sold the company to Samsung?
That'd be crazy. Then
What would you
I don't
do?
know, dude. I would go.
What would you do?
My brain would explode.
That's
I
so
don't know,
funny.
because it's always hard to say like what level.
Come on, Nokia. Come on.
Yeah.
You switched to Nokia. Well,
The
you were-
product.
That's
Did you guys have a Razor? Were you guys a Razor?
had a no.
What did you guys have during that
I had
time?
had a Motorola
the
flip,
flip
phone.
phones?
I had a 3G iPhone
I had a-
3G.
I had a Nokia. I had a Nokia flip phone.
I had Motorola's.
Yeah, I
So
never
it
had
was a
Motorola.
Razor.
No, they had
No.
other flip phones besides the Razor was like their high end.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
I didn't.
You remember
have,
they had
I
one called
wasn't
like the
their high
chocolate?
end.
And it was like
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
it was weird because like the screen would pop up. Like you remember the Sidekicks how it do that, but it was like it would look like this. and
What's
was
it called? The no.
It was the LG chocolate or something like that.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, you know what? The Sanchez had that phone. The Sanchez girls.
They had the LG chocolate.
I think so.
Oh,
One of them did.
Oh, that phone.
You guys remember? Of course, everyone remembers the Sidekick.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember
in,
that
in
really-
high school? If you had a Sidekick,
Sidekick,
you were the cool
You
kid.
were the cool kid, dude. You were legit.
What was
were
that one
dope.
phone from Verizon? It was really thin and it like it turned like it did like a 180 like turn.
I don't know.
I had one.
the-
I had one like that. That was my first phone.
I had-
It was like a Sony. The
I
one
think
that
it
I
was
had.
Motorola. It was the Motorola backflip. Look that one up. I loved that phone so much.
Motorola. Oh, backflip.
Oh, it was Samsung too. The Samsung Juke.
Sounds gay.
The backflip. Nope, never seen that one.
It's
Watch.
like a full keyboard on one side.
Yeah.
It was
So it's
this
like
one.
yeah. You see, I love that phone to death, man. I totally rock that phone. Right
Remember
now.
this one?
No, I don't.
You don't remember this phone? The Juke?
No.
It was
What?
like a skinny, huh?
Yeah, it was like
yeah.
super, super thin and like
Yeah.
super skinny.
My friend Irma had that phone. I remember that.
Yeah. So.
Dude, phones, man.
So then you guys weren't.
What was the first smartphone you ever had? Not like touchscreen, but like smartphone, like one that could
It
do
was
other
it
stuff.
was I forgot it was either a Sony Ericsson, and it did something like his did where it did the 180 flip, and it was smartphone and it was cool. Dude. I thought it was super cool because you can get like video, because a lot of phones used to do only pictures,
Yeah.
and so like the fact that it was able to do video, and then and it had a memory the little
Dude,
what is
I
it?
remember
memory storage. I forgot what the name
only
of it was.
time, and I was I wasn't embarrassed, but they did try to like embarrass me, my friends. And it's like way back when like everyone was still using flip phones. Like the Motorola Razr came out with like its 3rd edition, which I think was like that red one that supported AIDS in Africa or whatever. I got I think it was the BlackBerry Blackjack. I'm not sure if it was BlackBerry or not. It was just called the Blackjack. This was before it was. It had a larger screen than most phones, but it had a full-on keyboard, and you could do like PDF files onto it.
Yeah, that was what I had. I had my first smartphone was the Motorola Droid, the A855. This guy right here.
Holy crap, that looks disgusting.
Nah, this thing was awesome. I remember. This phone was super cool. I was able to
But I
access
remember-
Google for the
But
first time
anyways,
on a
it
phone.
was like I had just graduated high school, and I went to go hang out with my friends, and I had just gotten the phones, and I was showing them it, and and they're like, "Oh, that phone looks dumb. Like, why is it so big? Like, oh, why does it have a keyboard like that?" And I was like, "Nah, dude, this is the future. I'm telling you guys, like, no, those phones will never pick up." Because everyone forgets, like, with Razer and everything, phones at the time were trying to get as small as possible.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people didn't want big old chunky things. That's like when I think of, like, how big, like, the iPhones get or the Samsungs. It's like, dude, remember when there was a time when people would have made fun of you if your phone was that big?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Grab my phone. See how big it is compared to your iPhone.
Yeah, it's way bigger. Yeah, I know. And it's just like... And, dude, you were one of the ones when, like, I got a Samsung. No, you know what? It was Hector. And Hector was making fun of me because it's like, that thing's so huge. Why do you need it so big? Now look at look who's laughing now.
Everyone has them now.
Yeah.
I have the biggest phone.
Phones are so weird, man.
What was your guys' first? Oh, our first phone. I told you guys before is
It was a family phone.
The family phone, the that Nokia,
The
not the one that's $26, but like the old school one.
Yeah.
The one that like it
Only
literally
had
never
Snake on
broke. Yeah.
Man.
What did you guys have? What did you
battery
have?
lasted for a week.
Yeah, seriously.
We had Nokias, but they weren't like the big chunky Nokias. They're like the slim, smooth ones.
My first ever cell phone. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it.
You don't remember which one's that one? I think it was Motorola, and it was like a big one because it was used by like construction workers. They were big and always yellow. They were like thick and they're like heavy duty, so like you could drop them, crush them, and they wouldn't break. And I remember because they had that side button. It was the first phones with like side buttons.
Yeah.
Because you could use it as a walkie-talkie.
This guy right here. This was my first phone ever.
the walkie-talkie. Yeah, the walkie-talkie. They still have that, by the way. They still have
This
that
was
feature.
my first phone ever.
Oh, I remember that
The
one.
Motorola AV557, blue and silver.
Man, that's crazy.
Oh, man.
Good old
Motorola.
You thought you were so cool back then when you had like a janky little smartphone.
Not even a smartphone. Those aren't smartphones.
No, not that one. I was thinking of the one that I had. It was I'm
looking at
so
this
weird.
phone now on my now smartphone, looking back at it as if it's like a fossil or a relic, and I'm just like, wow, good old time.
But we
It was
thought
like 10 years ago.
No, not even. It was more than 10 years ago.
Nah, dude.
I got this phone probably because I remember being in high school when I had this phone.
All right, 10 to 12 years ago.
But then I remember when I graduated, I had this phone probably when I was like in the 10th grade.
Dang, I didn't get a phone until I was
10th grade.
Yeah. And the only reason I got that phone was because my mom needed to communicate with me because she had to pick me up like after work.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So 2006 is when I got this phone. Yeah, that was like 2006 because I was a freshman in 2005. So 2006 is when I got
2007. Because if you were in 10th grade.
Well, I started high school in 05.
I guess it was like.
Yeah.
Like it would have been the end of 06 then when you got that phone.
Yeah, 06, 07. But I got it going into like my sophomore year.
No, it would have been 06.
So then it was 06.
Dang.
Man, we're old.
Yeah, I know. You start to realize just how
I went to
how old you start to get.
I went to my 10th year high school reunion last night.
It's like I remember I was talking to someone at work.
How did that go?
It was whack.
Was it?
Why?
So for a lot of people RSVP'd and a lot of them didn't show up.
Yeah, they have.
But also because the weather last night sucked.
Was it outside?
And it still sucks.
So it was like it was like a really small event center that had like a bunch of like side like restaurants you can go inside.
Oh, wasn't at your school?
No.
That's weird.
No,
Yeah.
that'd be weird to do it at your school.
Yeah,
No,
it would be
most-
kinda
Like grown up.
Most high school reunions are
at the school?
at the school.
weird. Yeah. And then so it was outdoor in like a patio area that had like those heat lamps.
Yeah.
that sucks.
It was,
Those
it
never
was
really
all right.
work.
I saw like a handful of people. I was
You
like,
had to
oh,
be,
dang.
You have to be like super
Yeah,
close.
you gotta be like next to
Yeah.
it.
And then if you get too close, you're like on fire because it gets too hot, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, there was like a handful of people there where I was like, oh crap, it's nice to see you again, this and that. Made small talk, but tops maybe like 50 people.
What if I would have went? And
Today's
then just
high
started
school? Who are you?
pretending. Just pretended like, hey man, you guys remember? Like, dude, remember all the stuff we used to do?
I remember when
And
Jake
then they
ran into the girls' bathroom and like
And then they
make up
started
stories.
like,
I don't know. Just,
And then they
that's my
started.
point, to start making up stories
they
and like
started
talking
No, I'm
agreeing
saying
about
with
like
you.
somebody else is gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Who's Jake?"
They're like, oh, wait, that sounds familiar.
Are you sure
Yeah.
it wasn't Kevin? Like, you know, like
oh, you know what? I think it
Oh,
was.
you know what?
I think it was Billy. Oh, freaking Billy.
that's what happens. Like, you know, like when like someone's trying to tell a story and they're telling it wrong.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? It was this guy, and then like it's like, yeah.
Like,
So that guy probably
God.
was making that up.
Yeah, and I texted my friends too. Where I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna go.
You're all just standing there in the background. People are trying to figure out who you are.
no,
You know, you'll get people be like, "Hey, what's up, bro? Remember me?"
No, I did have a
Yeah,
lot of
no,
the.
you're like,
oh
no.
dang, what's up? I remember you, but I don't remember your name. I had a lot of that.
Yeah.
I had a lot of that where I couldn't
That
remember.
probably
like,
would have
names.
happened to me. Like, I think I saw you, but
Did
you
you
never
used to
talk-
have hair?
did
Or
you still like
Did
not
you
talk to
used
anyone?
You used to have long hair out there.
Yeah, I had
You
long
had
hair,
long
dude.
hair.
So
You look like the Mexican Kurt Cobain.
they probably won't even know who I
All
am.
the Preston.
I was
If they
impressed
even know I
with you in high
existed.
school. That's like a funny.
So who did you guys hang out with in high school? What was your guys'? Because you know how today we just talked about apparently there's no more crowds these days.
No,
No,
there is
there are.
crowds.
there
there
is
are.
crowds. It's just
They're
more
just
like
they're not ranked anymore.
yeah. So
You just
But-
have your clique.
back in the good days when it was ranked, what crowd did you guys hang out with?
Like the like to be more specific, the nerds aren't really considered nerd, or like back then nerds are like looked down upon. Now nerds
Yeah.
aren't looked down upon. You know what I mean? Like everyone's viewed
but
as
the nerds
equals.
still got the good jobs.
Not
Yeah.
always.
Most of the time, who didn't get a good job that was a nerd?
No, people stop caring. I
They changed. You know what? Some dude changed. I actually
Yeah.
had a she was a like straight A student, AP classes, everything. As soon as she went to college, like she went crazy because her parents were like super strict. And so like as soon as she's a nurse now, so I mean she's not doing bad, but like it was crazy because I was like, dang, she's like
definitely not
went
the same
crazy.
person.
Yeah, she's like
Why? There's
parties
this kid.
and
He should have been valedictorian at our school. His name was Jesse. He was a really good friend of mine.
yeah.
And like he was a really good friend. Like we didn't really hang out in the same circles in high school, but I've known him since like we went to like first grade to 12th grade together basically. And he's the one that would jailbreak my PSPs back in the day. Because super smart, and like I remember his senior year
good old
towards the end,
PSP.
Yeah.
like our senior year towards like second semester, he stopped caring.
Yeah.
So he
dang.
like tanked his own grades so he wouldn't get valedictorian. And like now he works he's a delivery driver, or he's just driver. He drives for something. Like this kid was being like he was gonna go to UC Davis probably on a full ride if he wanted to.
Dang.
What?
Yeah.
Let's look at your guys' high school rank.
Oh, mine's terrible.
I want to see yours versus ours. What's yours? What's the name of your high
Grant Union High School.
school? Grant. Hold on. Grant.
We used to be known
Union
for
High.
football, but like
Let's
the last
see.
couple of years,
The
we've been
number one
sucking.
school, so that we all know, is Whitney High School, which is in Cerritos, California.
Wait,
Number
so
two is
is this
Oxford.
the rank from all the schools in California?
All of them. So
All
then
the high schools in California.
all the high schools. So Cerritos got 99% graduation rate, 100 college readiness.
Yeah, but
60.
okay, how many kids go to that high school though?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, that does.
Yeah, that does.
Because look,
It's per capita.
no, that
So like
isn't.
they hold on. So
Total
you
enrollment.
guys are number. So you guys got a 46.44 score overall.
It's an F.
You guys are in national rankings. You're 9,236. In California, you're 1,063.
Jesus.
1,060.
Grant.
In Sacramento, you're number 64. I didn't even know there was that many high
That's
schools
a
in.
heck of high school.
Okay,
Yeah, dude.
okay,
But
that's
then like,
But
they
that's like
also
Greater
count-
Sacramento.
Yeah,
too.
they also count
here
like
we
Mister's
go.
high school, right? MP3, the high school he went to.
what is it? Oh, hold on. So yours was what? 1,060.
We gotta write these down or something.
1,063.
All right, I'll write it down.
So that's Grant.
Yeah, write down your own school's rank.
1,063. William C. Overfelt.
That's where you went.
Yeah. We are. Oh, what? 542. What?
Yeah, I thought you went to a bad school.
It was bad, dude. It used to be bad.
No, it wasn't. Your school's
Yes.
never been bad.
It was bad. Dang, we're doing good. What's
Now.
going on? Dude, it was not like this.
Wait, what number were you guys?
He was 1,063. I'm 542.
Dang.
Okay, let's see. Yours is going to be higher up. What's yours?
542?
Yeah.
John F. Kennedy High School.
John F. Kennedy High School.
Sacramento, not Denver.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why. Oh. You guys don't even exist, dude.
Keep writing it out. No, not Cleveland.
Come on, Josue. You're supposed to be
Hurry
the
up,
tech
dude.
guy.
Kennedy.
You suck
Yeah,
at
exactly. But
this.
this Richmond.
No, Sacramento.
Okay, you clearly all schools
we're
except
not
for
even
yours. You're
ranked.
not
We're
even
on-
in there. It's because yours was private, huh?
No, it's a public
Oh.
school here in Sacramento.
Private.
Did it have another name?
Private. No.
Are
Let's
you
see,
sure it's John F. Kennedy? Not
Yeah,
John
dude,
Kennedy?
watching that.
John F. I was there for 4 years. I would know. I went to the reunion last night. I would know.
Oh, that's true.
And Sacramento rank.
Yeah, just write it all out. I don't get why you're just.
You're number 3,683.
Holy, in California?
Yeah, rankings.
Not that bad. But
3,000?
But here's the thing. That's not even the same website. You're not ranking it on
It's newest news. Here you go.
All right, here we go.
Oh, 533.
Woo!
Oh, his is better than yours.
Yours is better. That's good.
You dumb hat.
Look at that one.
Look at me.
Hey, I
just
expected
want
that,
you
though.
guys to know I came from the worst school. I probably have a better job than both of you.
Yeah, I have no
Yeah.
job. So you have an
Exactly.
infinite better
you
job
have
than
no
me.
excuses then.
Dude, mine was really bad. I don't know how we just suddenly went up. That's good. Good for them.
Yeah.
Yours was obviously not that bad. I'm 100% sure.
What
you guys
was
have always
what's
It was probably
Misters?
just bad for you because you got made
MP3.
fun of or something.
But what is it called? Natomas
preparatory Natomas pathway.
Pacific Pathways, right?
Yeah.
Prep.
Yeah, pathways.
Let's see.
That sounds.
They are number 204 in
Oh,
California. Wow.
Yeah, but you see, at the same time, that school is tiny compared to other schools.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying like that. The size of the school of enrollment does matter, because if you have 100% graduation, but you only have 10 kids graduating because there's only 10 high schoolers, that matters. I'm not. That's obviously
Yeah,
an
you have to take that
exaggeration.
into an effect.
But at the same time, we have a high dropout because there's so many kids that attend that school.
Exactly, but it honestly
And your school's right
it's
smack dead in the middle of the
ghetto.
ghetto.
I was
Yeah.
gonna- it's the area too. It's obviously going to be different.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure if like you got like only 100 kids from that area, the ones that are gonna be there from beginning to end.
Yeah, but see, what kind of sucks is that like, so they get that rank, and so then the state sees that, and then they give more money to them, and so then it just creates a better schooling system because the teachers get paid more, and then like that's why like the good schools get better, and then the bad schools get worse because then they're like you're not
This is
getting
also
enough
like
grades.
earlier we were talking during dinner, and I said I didn't like unions. This is another reason I don't like unions, because coming
Why?
from a school district, they don't get rid of bad teachers. They don't get rid of anybody bad. They just move them around.
Yeah, that's the worst. And then they move them to a worse school, and then that school gets worse, and then
Yeah,
you're in a bad
'Cause
cycle.
now you have a bunch of teachers who don't care
Yeah,
in a school nobody cares about.
I think there should be a little fire under like everyone's feet to like that
Yeah,
you might
and,
get
like,
fired.
It's not just because you might get fired, but it's like you can't reward good teachers in a union either, because the union won't allow that.
No,
I remember.
everybody gets treated equally.
I think she was my 10th grade English teacher. Her name was Miss Schultz, and she was at Kennedy for 1 year, and then after that she was really sad because she said that she was being moved to Burbank, and she was that teacher that everyone really liked.
Look up Burbank High School.
Burbank.
Oh yeah, my dad at Ernie's high school.
That school just got Ernied.
For the past 28
It
years.
used to be good.
Burbank High. 382, dude, it's better than the Thomas.
Wow.
Pacific
Right,
Pathways.
cool.
Damn.
Didn't your dad send you to Kennedy because it was supposed to be the better school?
No, I mean
You got
I'm in
ripped off.
Kennedy's district.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
I assumed you're in Burbank.
You got ripped off.
I should have gone to Burbank apparently.
Dang, total enrollment 2,500 students. Let's see yours.
That's
What was
all
yours?
4 grades though. Grant Union High School.
Grant. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot of students. Grant. Oh, Grant Union.
Miss Schultz was very easy on the eyes. That's the only reason I brought
1,903.
this up.
So you have less students than
Burbank.
Kennedy's. So you have no excuse.
No,
No,
let's
then
do it
Burbank.
in Burbank.
And Burbank. Exactly.
Yeah, but that's now. Burbank's also a much better school, so of course parents are gonna find any way to send their kid there.
Back then, Burbank was pretty ghetto.
if you want to send your kids to the best school, Whitney High School, Cerritos, California. You just have to relocate. Where is
Yeah.
Cerritos?
Why don't you look up Whitney High? It's all like a private school.
Where is Cerritos? Hold on. Cerritos.
That sounds like LA.
That sounds
area.
no. I think it's close.
Oh, is it? Maybe.
Oh no, it is LA.
Bellflower.
It's next to Bellflower.
Oh, you're dumb and I'm smart. I went to a terrible school, Sweat.
He even got you on geography.
I know.
Dude, you know what it is?
Good for you.
You know what I've always said, though?
Downey, look, this is where I used to live.
Because it doesn't matter what school you send
Downey,
your kid
California.
to. It matters on your kid.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
Some kids don't like
Wait,
school,
look up-
and they're
look up
not going to
Kennedy's
do good
enrollment.
no matter what school you send them to.
Hold on. Let me see what Downey High School was. And see if I messed up. If my parents messed up. What were we? 519. Nah, they didn't mess up.
I was
Clearly.
like, well, that's your problem right there.
Wait, 519? What was
Yeah.
519?
My Downey High, where I used to live. That was
They
my
did
first high
mess
school.
up then.
No, because then I moved to a better school. Oh, no.
No,
it
you
got
didn't.
worse. Yeah, 542.
Oh,
Yeah.
that explains a lot.
This dude doesn't even know math!
That explains
Your parents
a
screwed
lot.
you up, bro.
Did I even go to school? What did you say? Kennedy?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We
Yours
already
is like
did
all
Kennedy.
weird,
It's
though.
like 522. Oh, the
But
Oh,
the
the
enrollment.
enrollment. Yeah.
That's also this year's
2,227. Yeah, this is this year's. But I'm sure it's like close.
No,
Yeah.
Unless they
it has
expanded.
to vary because, like, for instance, the problem with Grant right now, because I was talking to some of the football people there, they were saying that they do have less kids now than they used to before, and like that's the problem because when they're trying to pick
Dang. College readiness, 25%
For what?
out of
Kennedy?
100. Out of, yeah.
what ours was like 42.
That's
you
about
know?
accurate.
Dang.
That's
Then-
about accurate. I wasn't
then
ready at
how
all
does
for
that
college.
work then?
When I left high school, I wasn't ready at all for
How does
college.
that work if ours was 42%, or was that graduation rate?
That was graduation. Grant Union High. Let's see.
Ours is like 18%.
No, yours is 25.3. So you're like roughly this. I mean, math,
About the same.
you guys were down there, but rating, you guys are pretty good.
You guys are down there.
No. Like, you see the numbers?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 25. So, dude, literally, you could have gone to his school, been
And
just
been-
as ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
But did you
then?
have to pay extra to go there, or?
No,
Huh?
you didn't pay anything.
Ah, okay. So
It's
it
a
doesn't
public
matter.
school.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I swear.
Do you know what that means then? That means that like from like 300 probably to like 3,000, they're all like super next to each other. It's like you're ranked higher, sure, but barely. Like
Yeah.
realistically,
Like,
like
really,
you're
really
barely
close.
doing
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
But it's true. You know, I do think that unions are kind of not a scam, but like they used to have a good purpose so that people,
I still
so
think
that
they do.
so that the
'Cause it's
workers
so that you
weren't
don't
getting
get screwed
overworked.
over. Yeah, not just that, but also what tends to happen is like when you've been in that place for a long time, companies tend to try to fire you,
Yeah.
especially if they don't find value in you. And so like teachers, like especially they've always been undervalued in the United States.
Yes, I do think teachers should
What
get
sucks
paid
is
more.
all the dues you also have to pay when it comes to unions. Like for
That's
your
actually
jobs.
not that bad of a problem.
Uh,
It's not a lot. You think it's a
Compared
lot,
to
but
everything
it's not.
else that they have to pay is not that bad.
But I think some places vary because I think at Cal Expo where my dad works, they always complain about how high their dues are.
Oh, maybe.
I wonder if they're
compared-
just complaining because they have to pay, and like any dollar is a lot for them.
and,
Maybe.
like, the people that work at school, like
It's
as a
hard to
custodian
gauge,
or even
yeah.
as like Cal Expo, I'm pretty sure it's not people. It's probably people who live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, that's right. Because I remember this one girl I was working with. She was complaining about her benefits because like she thought Amazon covered more of the benefits. I was like, no, it clearly states like this is how much you're gonna be paying. This is how much Amazon's gonna be paying. This is what you're getting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to? Because like Amazon has like a varied benefits package. Like you can get your benefits through anywhere.
Yeah.
And Amazon will cover their end of the deal, and like so you can get either a lot or a little bit depending on what you want. And so she went like maxed out because like a lot of people, especially like younger people, when this is their first job, they don't understand that. So then like they were taking like $400 from her every paycheck.
That's a
And-
lot. So,
yeah.
Jeez.
so real quick, in California, unionized teachers pay annually $1,072 in dues, and this is from California Policy Center as of June 25th, 2019.
Yeah, but they also probably
it's
yearly
$1,000
get about
a year.
$2,000 in raises throughout the year. That's what I'm
About,
saying.
yeah.
So it's like they're not really. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's not.
$1,000. So
It's like less than $100 a month.
a month. Yeah.
And like I said, what sucks though is if you're a good teacher, having to pay that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, unions only really protect you when you're a bad teacher.
And it's not only there's teachers, and then there's the supervisor, like their superintendents or the principals. And if they're a terrible principal, all they do is get moved around too.
The thing is,
and
you
so
don't
then
really
they go to like some.
Yeah, you have really
unless
good,
you do
like, job
something
security.
really bad.
Working in the school district, and like I'm pretty sure as a parent, it might be different.
Yeah.
I know, like if I said this,
We're all three talking about it without having.
But
children.
you see, I worked for the school district for like 7 years.
Yeah.
So it's really rare to come up a bad principal, because usually the people who get to become principals are good teachers. So they already know what it takes to run a school.
I'm sure some people watching this are like,
"You're
that's
wrong.
a lie."
No, not true.
That principal.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I would say for the most part, I would hope so.
Like
there's always that one crazy
principal. Yeah, and I gotta say, one of the worst things about working at a school are parents.
Yeah.
Who want their kid to be the main attention, because you see that a lot.
Yeah.
So that's why parents will be like, "This teacher isn't working out for my kid," because it's like kids learn in different ways. And I think that's what parents don't.
Because this teacher isn't putting enough attention to my student.
Yeah, it's like, dude, he also has like 30 other kids.
Yeah, there's no way he can teach 30 different ways every single time. One person
can't be the center of attention in a
That's
class
hard.
of like 28 other students.
Yeah.
And it is very hard. That's why I think like we should pay teachers more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's also why, like,
I think so.
Dude, like that's why I'm saying, like, because how much do we spend a year in the military? Going back to that.
Yeah.
Not just on the standing army, but just in general, we pay so much for the military. Like if we cut like a third of that, we'd probably still be spending more money on defense than any other country. And then that's a lot of money we could be using for other stuff.
You know what's funny? Out of high school, I actually always thought being a teacher would be a really cool and rewarding job. But because of how much, exactly. But because of when I found out how much they really get paid, it totally I was like, no, I'm never doing that.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, dude. Like, I think they all have different salaries, but like, teacher salary, and I think it's even by school, isn't it? Yeah. In Sacramento, like, I think they have like a
my school district. Yeah.
Public school teacher, you're looking at in Sacramento, 47,000 to 80,000. Okay, that's a huge range.
And like earlier, I mentioned like
but you're probably starting out like 18,000. That's you can't even live.
Nah, I think it's more than 18,000
to 47.
Is that United States?
Sacramento. Like that's jobs on salary.com, Glassdoor, and ZipRecruiter.
Right. I don't think that's right.
You're looking at so this one looks more realistic. 54,000 to 71,000 a year.
I wouldn't say that either.
54,000, yeah.
No, that's about right.
As of October 30th, 2019. How much do you think
make?
I didn't think they'd make up to 70,000.
Well, probably like.
I mean, that's
super
probably
long tenure teachers.
Yeah, that's probably someone that's been there for a while. But like maybe starting is at least you're starting with 54.
Actually, I think it's probably starting. I actually, now that I think about it, 18,000. They're probably also including like substitute teachers, because that's generally how teachers start.
Oh, substitutes are a good way to make money.
But those interim teachers,
student teachers.
Yeah, student teachers.
Well, that's usually when you're still in college.
Yeah.
No, but like you starting off, most districts don't hire a teacher right off the bat. They tend to hire from substitute teachers list. That's how most districts hire anybody. You always have to be on call or a substitute, like for a couple months before they hire you directly.
And the thing with teachers is you're not only working during the class. You have to take all that work home, and then
a lot of times you end up buying your own supplies.
Did you guys?
That's the worst, dude. That's crazy.
Did you guys ever torment your substitute teachers?
Yes, I think everybody did. Oh, you didn't? Oh, no. I guess not. I didn't personally, but our kids, they torment. I didn't. It was like a thing. Like you would torment the substitute teacher.
Full class effort.
Yeah, I would never do that. And like
my brother, you know what my brother said, that he would start they would start clapping during class, dude. Like my brother, if he was here, he'd tell you all the crazy things he did.
I remember once, also a jerk when he was in school.
And they would sing happy birthday every single day.
I remember
to anybody.
It was in 8th grade. We had a substitute teacher. We were driving this poor like older lady nuts, right? And what all the students in my class started doing, they started getting pencils and they just started like tapping their pencils on the desk hecka loud. And then my teacher or the sub would have to like send a kid out of class, right? And so she'd stick like half her body out the door to like talk to the student. And then everyone else, like the rest of the 30 students in my class, were just tapping their pencils on their desks super loud. Yeah.
This is why I don't want to be a teacher, dude.
This is why I don't want kids.
Whoa. Oh, dang.
No.
Farther.
This is why I got a vasectomy.
And then I remember the next day after
I
that,
smoke weed for testicular cancer.
the
New
teacher
study
would leave,
shows.
like the sub would leave like a suit, like I'm never teaching at this school again. And then our regular teacher would come back like, what happened? And we're all like,
Yeah,
She
then
was
you guys would
mean
be all
to us.
crying. Oh, it was him. That's why.
that's when you find who your real friends are.
Yeah.
You realize you didn't
Or
have
you
friends.
blame it on the
the
on
weirdo. You blame it
Not
on the
even
blame it
whole
on
weird.
Josue's of the
You blame it
class.
on the whole swag
Yeah.
of the class.
I was definitely the guy that didn't talk that much. But no, you blame it on the substitute. Like she didn't even tell us, and like
She was hecka
bad, and she
mean.
was so mean.
We were
And like
watching
poor lady,
YouTube.
dude. Poor lady, dude. She's like over there, like
trying to
just
do her
trying to
job.
survive, trying to get extra money.
We
Yeah,
did
man.
have a
Kids
couple
are
cool
jerks.
subs. Though.
But I never
Yeah.
once like.
You
I
never were a
cared.
jerk.
Yeah.
What were so you guys never answered. What group did you guys hang out with?
In high school,
Yeah.
I hung out with the Mexicans that weren't gangsters, but affiliated with the gangster kids.
likewise, towards the end of my high school, like the first like 2 years, I was super into basketball.
Yeah,
And so I hung out with like a lot of basketball players. And
basketball.
And then like towards
So
like,
you were the preppy kid or what?
no, but
Not
then
the
in my
preppy,
junior
but the
year,
Jock.
my junior year, I didn't
You
really
see,
do
I
anything.
didn't go to a school where jocks were a thing.
Yeah, ours was, dude.
That
Soccer
seems,
but okay,
and
but here-
football.
that
Our
seems
thing was
more
that
like
our-
a white kid school.
No,
Our,
dude, Mexicans, they thought they were all that in a bag of chips. The soccer players, at least in our like in our like
Whoa,
in San
whoa,
Jose.
why?
All that in a bag of
I-
Takis.
No, the sport teams at my school sucked. So the jocks were like looked down upon.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we're like,
oh wow,
like thanks for repping
See,
us
our-
horribly.
We always had a great football team,
yeah.
but they were never put like on this like super pedestal.
No,
Like,
ours
no
were.
one cared.
The cheerleaders were the ones that they didn't care about in our school
Our cheerleaders weren't like anything special either.
because they weren't good.
Yeah.
We had at Kennedy popular
because
kids
there's,
that
like,
were
a-
popular for no reason.
like when
Like it was
Because they were
weird.
rich or what?
Well, just because they were like either funny or because
They were
everybody
social.
knew that. Yeah, they were very,
very
social. Like
social.
those were like the popular kids. Like the people that were naturally social.
yeah, you see, like if I were to say like I had a buddy named Esteban who was half Samoan and half Mexican, right?
yeah,
He never like hung out with anybody, like but he would jump from like circle to circle because he knew everybody.
yeah,
And like it's funny because if you saw him, you'd be like, "This kid's not that popular." But like if I had to think about it, I was like, "That was probably like the most popular kid because everyone liked him." 'Cause
yeah.
he's like a funny dude, and like he was
Yeah.
always very social, and it was just like funny that it turned out to be him. But yeah, like our athletes were never put on like pedestals, and like I think the thing was because like our football team was like everyone knew Grant had a good football team, so you had everybody from every different group. Like it was me, my friend Noel, and my friend Valentino, who were like Mexicans, and we hung out in our group, but we were all
Yeah.
on the football team. I was on the football team for like 2 years, and then I quit. But like Valentino played for 4, and I think he got a scholarship to Chico State because he was a kicker. He was really good. And he
Dang.
got his degree in like social economics.
So
Nice.
I knew some people, but like the people that I hung out with was like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe like 5 tops.
My thing
Like
was
not all at the same time, but like in different like
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there was 3 Mexicans and then like 3 Indians. I don't know how I ended up. I hung out with like legit Indians.
Yeah.
Like what sucked was when they talked Hindi to each other, and I'm over there just like, all right, well,
The thing with me,
I
when
guess I'm just gonna
my
talk to the
freshman
wall.
year, I hung out with like the 5 or 6 guys that I went to middle school with because
And
we
that's
all
the
went to
thing. You
same
guys
high
had
school.
that.
Yeah, we all went to the same high
Yeah,
school.
I didn't have that. I had
Or
a
we all went to
build.
the same middle school. I'm sorry, and then we all went to the same high school.
Yeah.
But then once we got to high school, we kind of all started branching out, making our own friends, like in our own classes. They weren't like with each other and stuff like that. But we still had that same core of like 5, 6 guys. Where like if you're at lunch and you're walking by yourself, oh, let me go find this dude so I can like hang out and not be a loner. You know?
Yeah.
See, like that's like I said, because my
Yeah,
school
you had it
being very
easy.
ghetto,
Yeah.
there's obviously a lot of gangsters. And so there's the Norteños and the Sureños. And I hung
Yeah,
out
we
with the
had that.
Mexicans that weren't Norteños or Sureños, but they like had they had cousins or they had friends that were Norteños. So like we were kind of always guilty by association, but we would never like back them up on anything. Like, nah, that's
Did
your
you guys
thing.
have a dress code like where you couldn't wear red or
We
blue?
couldn't wear red or blue.
Yeah, same here.
They really try to implement that at Kennedy, but the thing is, Kennedy was never really a bad school. We were never really a big gang, like
We had
populated school. I
we
mean,
had
they
gang
were. Yeah.
fights. We had gang fights at our school.
I think the whole 4 years I was there, we had a gang fight.
No, we had plenty.
No, we had
We
gang
had
fight
a
like
gang fight a month. No, but
they would like yeah, it was like the battleground. I don't know why they always chose Overfell. I was like, dude, why do you guys want to fight here?
Yeah, I don't know,
And then, like, a
weird.
lot of the black kids there were like, they weren't Bloods or
Gasp.
Crips. They were from like the Heights. The Heights were like their own gang.
Citrus Heights.
Mm.
No, Del Paso Heights, my friend. And then like, but we did have a lot of Crips that were Asian and Samoans.
Yeah.
They were always Crips, and so like the Heights people would always fight the Asian Crips, and it was always hilarious.
Los Heights.
Yeah, and that was another thing. Like for instance, us, it was always just me and my buddies, and it was all dudes.
Yeah.
And there was like the girl version of our group, and like we always hung out in the same spot, right? So we'd hang out on these stairs on like the side of one of the main
It sounds
buildings.
like the movie Grease.
Yeah,
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it was very much like that, just Mexican and more modern.
Shit,
T-birds.
dude, you guys danced.
Shit, a doodah. What the heck is that?
What's the thing that they do?
What kind of dance is that from Grease? You ever seen Grease?
I'm gonna find it.
But anyways,
You're not gonna find that. You're not
You're
gonna find that dance.
But anyways, like, and
Yeah.
like, so like we would hang out outside on these stairs all the time, and the girls would hang out in like the hallway that led to that stairs.
Yeah.
So like when it would rain, we'd go into the hallway, and so like we just became friends with them naturally. I remember one time in 10th grade, this kid named Eddie, who like later would become one of our best friends. Like he transferred over. I think he came from like LA, right? And like he wasn't really a gangster either, he said. And so like one day, like his first day there, he just like didn't know what to do, so he hung out on those stairs while he waited for class. And then we all just showed up, and we all started talking like we always do, hanging out on those stairs. And then we just noticed him in the corner, and he's like, yeah, you guys just all showed up, and it was like awkward for me to leave, so I just stood back. And eventually he was just part of our group.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
And he was cool, and like he was always like a quiet and stuff. So like he was always like a cool. He's always like a cool. But like yeah, it's just, and he's like he did like amateur boxing for a while.
Yeah. The
That's
cool
the
thing,
last I
the cool
heard
thing when,
about
at least with me in high school, I remember always making, because I was in high school, I was very social, where like it was easy for me to talk to people. So I remember like my freshman year, sophomore, and like all the years, whoever I had in my class typically made friends with those people. So, but then like all those people were like in different like cliques or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, if I see this dude from my first period, oh, I can go hang out with him. Or if I see this person from like my fourth period class, oh, I can go hang out with them. You know what I mean? So at least me personally, I always had like different like cliques I can go to, and that ranged from like the goth kids to like the musician kids to like the ghetto like kids, or like to like the, you know, whatever. So that was always pretty cool. Kennedy was very open like that. I think a lot of people that went there kind of had that as well too.
See,
like,
I think
it was very like interchangeable, and it was like very mixed, where everyone hung out with everyone.
See, even like at my school, like yeah, they had like your specific cliques, but like our group, we never really like didn't hang out with anybody. Like yeah, it was like that. Like you'd even see that with like the Norteños and the Sureños. Like if they were in a class together, they'd talk with each other, and they'd be like, "Oh hey, what's up?" But they would never like, "Oh, I'm your bro" type of situation.
Did you guys ever have food fairs at your school?
No, because that sounds lame.
No, man. I remember at Kennedy, we had food fairs like once a semester or something like that, and we had this huge quad, and so there'd be like a bunch of different booths and like a bunch of different clubs.
They don't have a huge quad.
Yeah, they had a huge quad. Huge.
It felt huge when you were a kid.
Huge.
Probably when you were a kid.
Yeah, you were a kid. Everything was like,
Huge
wow, this is
quad.
gigantic.
Like I worked there
Huge.
for like a summer. It's
That's
not
what
that big.
that's what happened to me when I was when I went back to El Paso to like in front of the apartments. We thought there was this huge field where we would play,
It's like
and
a
then when we
small-
passed by it, it's like literally a tiny little strip. I was like, what? I was
Like
like,
this thing?
I should have never came back, because like in my head, I was like this gigantic field where we would play, and it was literally like a little 30-foot by like 50 feet like little strip of land. Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing.
That's like a funny.
But yeah, I wonder where everyone's at now. Like, what are they
Dead,
doing?
probably. No, just kidding.
I
Well,
don't know. It's always interesting.
last
to find
night I
out
talked to
what people
everyone.
are up
Everyone's
to.
pretty much doing the same thing that I'm doing. They're like, "Oh, I'm working full time," or "I'm going to school still," or "I got like 3 kids." I'm like, "Jeez."
That's why it's
Hey,
the 20 year that is the
I
good
have
one.
I have a friend. No, I have a friend. His name is Nolan. I even hung out with him in high school and everything. And
Yeah.
within like the last 10 years, we've hung out like, you know, on occasion. And he brought one of his girlfriends to the reunion last night.
One of his girlfriends.
One of his girlfriends.
Oh wow.
Because he has multiple. And with these girlfriends, they all know of each other. And they're all okay with it.
Oh wow.
And so the girlfriend that he brought last night, because my friend Nolan was like, "Hey man, I got my 4th kid on the way." he's like, I'm expecting my son, like my 4th child. And then I see the girl that he brought drinking. And I'm like, Nolan, she was like, he's like, oh, dude, not her. It's another one. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? And so he's telling us the story. He's like, yeah. And then he's like, the one that I brought tonight, she's like my number 1 because she got all the girls together and like basically sat everyone down to like make everything open.
We're all gonna be in open.
So he's like, she's the one that kind of made it happen. So he's like, I got her and like I got 2 others. He's like, or I don't know if it's 2. I'm just but there's more than 1. Yeah. And so basically he was like,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
he was like, we all like they all know each other and
they're all
cool.
sisters too. No,
yeah.
I was like, dang, Nolan.
I wish I was you, man.
I don't know if I wish that. That's
crazy, dude.
Not good looking.
That's weird. Well, yeah, that's another one. I'm not gonna say anything. To each his own when it comes to taste.
Yeah.
I guess.
You know what I mean? But I thought that was very interesting. I was like, wow, Nolan was the highlight of the reunion.
I think it's been close to an hour.
Yes.
That went off the rails real quick, like, all the time.
Nothing on the schedule. That's
perspective.
Funny.
Yeah, we kind of schedule out what we're gonna talk about. We kind of have an idea.
Normally we do pretty good.
Yeah.
Lately we've been doing pretty good. This one went.
We
just didn't talk
everywhere.
about anything that we planned out.
Yeah.
Well, at least we have material for next podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to the Really Random Podcast.
It's really random today.
Very random. Really Once again, I'm Ruben Frausto.
I'm Abraham Frausto.
I'm Josue Aleman.
Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Laters.